In early AD, the Roman Catholic Church dramatically gained power and influence over ancient Rome. With Latin as the Church's preferred language, it too became the language of the empire, which, at its height, was estimated to cover roughly a quarter of the Earth's population. To put that into perspective, today, English is known to some degree by the same fraction, about a quarter of the world. So imagine that roughly 2,000 years from now, nobody knows English, and studying it is an incredibly rare specialty. Today, Latin might not be extinct, which would mean it has no living speakers, but it certainly is dead, as it's fallen out of use as a method of communication. So, what happened to Latin? Well, it didn't so much die as it changed into Romanian, Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, and French, which we conveniently know as the Romance languages. Romance for Rome. There are a number of other languages that developed out of Latin, but those 5 are the most commonly spoken. Within all of those languages are Latin roots, tenses, grammar, and other intricacies. And that's not surprising, since all the countries where Romance languages are popular also made up the Western Roman Empire. It was only around the fall of the empire that Latin died and these new languages were born. So why did that happen? Well, mainly because Latin is incredibly complex. It's unique from other languages in that it's highly inflected, meaning that nearly every word is potentially modified based on tense, case, voice, aspect, person, number, gender, and mood. As a result, the meaning is always clear, although difficult to parse in a sentence. It's one of the reasons we continue to use it for highly technical fields where clarification is of the utmost importance, like classifying species or in medical terminology. When the Roman Empire collapsed, each distinct ethnic region appropriated their own version of what was called Vulgar Latin. Vulgar here just means common. While Standard Latin was incredibly useful for description, simple communication didn't have to rely on complex grammar. As we know from different dialects in English, like African American Vernacular English or Chicano English, grammar, word choice, and even sentence structure end up naturally diverging from the quote-unquote correct version. So a Latin word like the number 3, tres, translates into tre in Italian, tres in Spanish, and trois in French, all similar but culturally distinct. Nonetheless, due to the overwhelming prevalence of Latin in early Western literature, medicine, and science, Latin as a language of antiquity never quite went extinct, and today, a huge number of technical fields maintain its usage. Even English still uses a huge number of Latinate roots, despite modern English developing out of Old English and before that, Proto-German. According to some estimates, more than 60% of English is made up of Greek or Latin roots, mostly Latin, as a result of English being heavily influenced by French. In the end, although Latin is dead, it lives on in languages spoken by roughly 1 billion people around the world. And as we mentioned, Latin continues to be used in technical fields. So why do we do that, and what are the benefits?